Good morning everyone, Argsy here. We are on No Creek Farms and it is 7 in the morning. As you would have just seen, we worked into the night a little bit last night, got another load of wagons filled up and up here and unloaded. So another bit further through the cornfield, but it was a bit dark to film anything too much. But we've still got that to get finished off today, but just have a look here. And you'll see we've got 4,000 bushels of corn and obviously our soybeans there, but I'm looking at that soybean price. And I think I'm just going to jump onto that at $52 a bushel almost and get a few of the soybeans sold. Just so we can start looking at getting some of that new equipment and getting a few more cows, growing the herd a bit more. So before we get back down and started on the corn, I'm going to go and get the other auger set up over here. We have to put it underneath the unload auger there, and then we'll get the truck out and start running some beans down to the sell point, and we'll keep going for as long as that price sits around that $51–52 a bushel mark. If it starts dropping below sort of 50 bucks, I might just keep some in storage, but we'll see what we can do. If I don't get some sold, we're going to be spending a lot of time running crop to the sell point with, you know, close on 8,000 bushels there, plus what's left down in the field of corn, which is probably another couple of thousand bushels. So I'm going to crack into that and we'll see how we go. Third load of soybeans we're getting sold. You've got 58,000 pretty much for each of the first two, and I'm pretty sure the price hasn't changed, so there we go, almost 59,000. And just like that, we now have over $250,000. So I'm pretty happy to have sold those. I think there might be about 100 bushels left, but obviously not worth bringing those down here. So we'll just leave those in the bin until we grow some more and have some more to sell. But we are going to have some decisions to make now on what we're going to buy. Well, we're certainly going to buy some more cows. So we'll just have to have a think about how many we might get. I certainly want to consider a new planter because we've got some pretty big fields to get planted now with the expanded field behind the shed, behind the yard, and also field 14 cultivated and ready to plant. So yeah, a few decisions to make around what we're going to do. So something to think about, probably in the next episode. So if you've got some suggestions, maybe on how many cows I should buy, or if I'm going to get a planter, what sort of planter it might be, then please leave a comment down below. Certainly keen to hear your thoughts on what might be best suited for the farm in an equipment sense. But I'm just going to head back, get the yard just tidied up a little bit, get the rain auger put back away, out of the way, so we can get back down and get some more corn harvested and hopefully get out of that field today too. Back down here in the cornfield, I'm having a go with the combine today. So I've got the workers in the tractor with the grain wagons, so fingers crossed I've got them set up properly that they'll be able to come and offload me automatically. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But yeah, I thought I'd take a turn driving the combine. So plan is to try and get this all finished in the next little while and then move on to the next tasks for the day. Still having a think about what that might be. we've got a bit of cultivating to do, this field, and also the, what was the oat field at the front could be cultivated. And probably a little bit of fertiliser we could get spread. So plenty to do, but we'll crack on with getting this corn finished first. Alright, so I ran into a few issues trying to get the worker to work because we're using gravity wagons rather than grain carts, auger wagons. The course I'd generated with course blade didn't want to work, so option 2 was to set the worker up next to me with follow me, so they're just going to drive along pretty much the whole way beside me until we've got 2 full gravity wagons, but probably not how it would normally be done, although with only the one combine we're not like we're running between 2. And because I'm driving now, I'll go sort of from this side, I'll head over the other side and do the other long edge, so the auger's always on the outside, so we won't have any problems with that either. So let's carry on and get this done. We're back in the grain wagons. We've swapped over with the worker. I'll leave them running the combine because the wagons are pretty much full. Just getting the last little bit in now. And we'll get this back up to the yard and they can carry on with this last little piece just here. Only 4 or 5 rows left, so we'll only bring one wagon back down when we come back down. But we must just about be at 100%. There we go. Right. Let's get this up and offloaded and then we'll pretty much be finished the corn. Back up at the yard, we're just getting the second of the wagons unloaded into the auger and up into the bins. The workers almost got a full tank down in the combine, so if I could unhook this I would, but I think it'll stop unloading. Let's just see. There we go. Stopped unloading when I unhooked it, so I can't unhook it and just leave it with the flap open on the side. Unfortunate, but anyhow. We'll just get this emptied out and back down to the field with just the one wagon, not both. A row and a bit was all that was left for the worker to try and get done before they had the full hopper, so almost got it all in one go, but not quite. That's alright, we'll get this emptied out and they can start on their merry way. I think I'll just race around and wait on the other side for them rather than just worrying about that little piece. And we'll get this last row done. And there we go. The last little bit. Once they decide to get through and finish it, done. Right. Let's just park that there and we'll get the worker to follow us back to the yard. And then we're all done with the corn in this field. Right, won't go too fast, they're only doing 14 miles an hour, so if we bump our cruise control at about the same, there we go. Alright, we'll start the long, slow journey, getting back to the yard, and we'll see you up there. Do a final tally on our corn and decide what we're going to work on next. There we go, the wagon is empty. Looks like the auger must be a little out of alignment, so all the corn's just sitting in that bottom auger. So I'll go get that sorted out. Workers left the combine just there. Forgot to fold the header up too on their way up, so we'll get that sorted out. And then we can have a look at how much grain we ended up with. Alright, that's running a bit better now. So just wait for the last little bit of the grain to go up there. Alright, and there we go, it's finished. So, grand total of 5,671 bushels of corn. So, I'm looking at that price at around just under $30 a bushel and thinking it might actually be worth taking a few truckloads down to the co-op and getting it sold. So I might do that. In the meantime, I'm going to get the worker back down, basically ploughing that field we were in straight away. It needs ploughing again after having the corn in it. So once I've got them set up, then we might come back and get some corn sold. Just quickly giving some of the tractors a bit of TLC. The 8960 and the 4840 were both getting a bit grubby. I've just topped the 8960 up with diesel. Didn't want to have the issue we had with the combine, so there we go. 4840, 8960 both looking spick and span. I just need to get the 8960 into the shed and just tighten a few things up on it as well. A few grease points that need a little bit of lubing up, so we will just quickly do that before we get the worker down ploughing. All lubed up and ready to go and tackle the next job. We've got the worker underway here, doing every second row, so they'll go up and down and then come back and cover the rest of it later, but that task should take them a good hour and a bit. So we'll head back up to the yard, jump in the truck and get some corn sold. And then we'll see how full the bank account will have become. Quite looking forward to this. So back up the yard, I've got the auger set up on the bin to get some corn out. We'll just get driven in under here. Alright, so that looks like it's flowing pretty well, so we'll jump in the truck. Once it's full, we'll go and start getting some corn sold. Alright, there we go. So I'll keep you informed on how much money we get. We'll see what we get for this first load. Keep an eye on the price and hopefully it stays around that $29 a bushel mark, and we'll get as much as we can sold. So you've just seen us sell 4 loads of corn for about $33,000 per load, so just over 132 grand into the account. So we're sitting at 384,000. So I am pretty ecstatic about that. Now if I jump in the truck, we've almost got 11, another full load there. But you'll see the storage is empty. So how close is that? This is going to take us to another 33 grand and take us pretty close to, or over 410,000. We'll go down and get this one sold, and we'll come back, and I think I'm going to start off with a little bit of, we'll carry on, sorry, with a little bit of tillage in the front field, field 1, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about what we do with this money. So there's our 5th and final load getting tipped, and we're going to peak at 417,000. So we must have got close to 167,000 or so from all of those. I'm pretty sure we started off at 250 before we started selling any of the corn, so I'm over the moon. That just I think that's a turning point for the farm. So we'll get back, we'll jump in the 4840, get connected up to one of the discs or cultivators, and start working field 1 and have a chat about what we're going to do. We're out here in field 1, we've got the 4840 running the disc harrow here, getting this ground cultivated. But I wanted to just take a few minutes and just have a little bit of a chat with you about what we're going to do. Now we've got a decent amount of money in the farm. So as I see it, $100,000 of that is going straight on increasing our dairy herd. So we'll take that off, and that'll leave us $317,000. I see it that I've got maybe $250,000 to spend on equipment, and I think the first purchase I need to make is either a new planter or seeder. There's a couple of options I want to look at and maybe get your opinions on, so we'll just pause very quickly and have a look at the store. So if we look at the planters first, we've really only got one option in here, the DB60. Nice and wide, fertilise and seed at the same time. Does require 235 horsepower, so not quite, well, at least the 4840 is not quite powerful enough for that. The 8960 would be. So that's one option in planters. And then the other option would be in the seeders. We've got a couple of options here. So we have the precision disc, but this does require 400 horsepower. It's 18 meters wide, so I just think that's going to be too big. Here's the 40-foot option, 275, 12 meters. That's going to be about $138,000, but still don't have the horsepower requirements for that. It does seed and fertilize at the same time, so that's a bit of a plus. And then the other option here is this John Deere, which is only $40,000. We still don't meet the horsepower requirements, and it doesn't fertilize. So we'd still be looking at something for a new tractor. So those are my sort of 3 options at the moment that I'm umming and ahhing about. So keen to hear your thoughts. If there was something else you might like to suggest, something else you've seen out there on the market that you think might suit the farm, please leave it in a comment down below and let me know where I can find it, and we'll have a look at it. And it could well be there's something else out there that I haven't seen that would be a good replacement. The other option I'm considering is whether I get a 60 series tractor. The only downside, I can only get up to 185 horsepower with that, so I'm really not gaining any big benefit. Main reason I like the look of it is I grew up driving one of these, so a bit of nostalgia. So yeah, if you want to let me know what you think. What you think we should be doing with the farm, with changing some of those. I know some people have suggested upgrading the combine. I've grown quite attached to that gleaner, so one option might be to get a second one. I do have access to this model, but $350,000, it's out of our league at the moment, but at 112 we could always consider getting a second of the same. It would mean an extra labour unit needed on the farm with the extra arable land we've got, and if we have a bigger planter that we can get through fields faster with, a bigger combine or a second combine, it could be a good option. Let me know what you think. I'm keen to hear your ideas. I've had some great suggestions already. Next episode we might be doing a bit of shopping, but for now I'm going to get this field finished. We'll put this on a time lapse. The workers carrying on right down the back getting the cornfield ploughed. We'll catch up with you once we're done. Almost finished this field. Last little bit here in front of us. One other thing I was thinking about while driving this field is actually upgrading the vehicles we do have, the tractors and the combine, with GPS. There's another potential investment, so just keep that in mind when you're providing some suggestions. Just get this little bit over here I could see. I think that's us done. So we'll get folded up, get back over to the yard and get everything put away. But that's been a pretty productive morning. The corn finished, turned our soybeans and corn into $417,000, and really have an opportunity to make some great plans for the future of the farm. So looking forward to your suggestions. That will be enough for this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure you like the video. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you would. Certainly helps the channel grow immensely. I look forward to catching up with you next time and going on a bit of a shopping spree, which should be a whole lot of fun. But that's all from me, and I'll catch you in the next one.